All right, so lesson 322, how many solutions are there? Determining the number of solutions. Now, this is actually a pretty short part that we're doing today. This video shouldn't be too long, but I want you to make sure that you're taking notes and you're going to practice some problems on your own. Okay, so in lesson 321, you reviewed your equation solving skills to remember how to find a solution to an equation. But do all equations have a solution? And how can you tell if an equation does not have a solution? Today you will continue to practice solving equations and we'll continue to investigate the meaning of a solution. So that is really one of the key skills we're focusing on this section is solving equations. You have hopefully gotten more comfortable. If you are not comfortable with solving equations, please make sure you talk to me so we can practice this problem a little bit more here, okay? So problem 381, by the way, please make sure on your paper you write lesson 322 nice and big at the top, 322. This is problem 381. How many solutions does each equation below have? To answer this question, solve these equations, recording all of your steps as you go along. Check your solution if possible. We'll talk about this check your solution and what that means, okay? So this has some work to it. I'm going to do some of it together with you, and then you're going to finish it on your own. So let's begin. So when I look at A, please go ahead and pause the video and write down letter A, and then when you're done pausing or doing it, unpause. Okay, if you think you can solve this equation on your own, please do. Try it. If you want to do it with me, that's okay. I'm going to do it either way. All right, so as I look at this problem right here, the goal again is to get an x alone on one side. Looking at this, can I combine anything on the left-hand side? Here's the equal sign here. So can I combine anything on the left? No, not really. How about anything on the right? Oh, yes, I can. X, and this goes with that. So remember, if you got subtraction, maybe change it to add the opposite first. So 3x and x can combine. So now I get 4x minus 5 equals 4x minus 5, or plus negative 5. Wait, plus negative 5. Stop and look at that just a second. What do you notice? 4 times the number plus negative 5 equals 4 times that same number plus negative 5. What could x be? Well, okay, let's finish up. What if I do plus 5 and plus 5, since these are negatives? That cancels and that cancels. I'm left with 4x equals 4x. 4 times the number equals 4 times the number. Well, that looks oddly familiar. What does that mean? Well, I think it means, do you remember we talked about this? This means, I could even divide by 4. Divide by 4. You get x equals x. Is that true? Yes. So this right here has infinite solutions. Because we can go all the way back up here to the top and say, when I've got the same thing on both sides, 4x plus negative 5, or 4x plus negative 5, or 4x equals 4x, or x equals x, x could be anything. If x was 5, then this would be 5 and this would be 5. So of course they're going to be equal. So if I get 2 equal parts, it is infinite solutions. So look at the second one. This one I do want you to pause and I want you to try letter B. You're going to write it down and then try solving it. When you are done, unpause it and we'll check. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to combine like terms. That's one thing I want to do. Oh, I'm going to do plus negative and plus negative first, just to take care of that. Negative x and negative 4x is negative 5x. Plus negative 7 equals negative 2x plus 5. Now, I can get rid of 2 of these x's. See these 2 negative x's and 2 negative x's over here? However, if that's a little confusing for you, think about it this way. If I want to get rid of 2 negative x's or this, I'm going to do plus 2x over here and plus 2x over here. Adding 2 positive x's cancels this out. Here I'd end up with negative 3x plus negative 7 equals 5. Now I've got the x's on this side. See these x's? So I need to get rid of everything that's not an x. So I need to get rid of 7 negatives. How do I get rid of 7 negatives? By adding 7 and adding 7. 7 negatives and 7 positives cancel out, so I get negative 3x equals 12. Now this is kind of a tricky part, and I did this on purpose so that you'd see this. When I want to get rid of the x, or just get x alone, I'm sorry, I divide by whatever is over here. So in this case, it's -3, so I'm going to divide both sides by -3. -3 over -3 is 1, so x equals 12 divided by -3, which is -4. Hopefully you got that answer. Now, in this case, I can actually check my solution. Now, what do I mean by that? I am not going to require you to do this on a regular basis, but I do want to show you something. The cool thing about algebra is that you can always check your answers to see if you're right. And my answer here says x equals -4. So I should be able to go back to this original equation. So I'm going to erase here so you can see clearly what it is. And I should be able to replace every 4 with -4 and get the correct answer. Okay? So look at this. -x minus 4x minus 7 equals -2x plus 5. I replace every x with a -4. So the opposite of -4, see that? Minus 4 times -4 minus 7 equals -2 times -4 plus 5. The opposite of -4 right here. Opposite of -4 would be +4. Now, over here, I've got this 4 times -4, so minus 4 times -4 is -16 minus 7. -2 times -4 is 8 plus 5. Now, I got minus, so add the opposite and add the opposite. I got 16 plus 4, which is 20, plus -7. 8 plus 5 is 13, and 20 plus -7, 13 equals 13. Aha! This solution makes this equation true, so therefore, we have the correct answer. Now again, I'm not going to ask you to do this always, but you can always, if you get an x equals something, a variable, a solution, you can always plug it into your equation and see if they come out the same. And if they do, you did the right work, okay? All right, we're going to do one more together, which is this one right here, and it gets a little trickier, doesn't it? It looks a little bigger. However, don't freak out. These are the same skills you've been doing. We're going to use the same skills. So please pause, write it down, try solving it, and then unpause and we'll check. Okay, here we go. Combine like terms. Oh, I've got my plus negative. I like doing that. It's like flipping them, okay? I like changing everything to plus so it makes it a little easier. 5x and -7x would be -2x. 3 and -4 is -1 equals. 2 and -4x, or 2x and -4x would be -2x plus 1. Okay? Now, how do I do this? What do I do? Let's get rid of this 1 here. So I add 1 here, and I add 1 here. Get -2x equals -2x plus 2. Whoa, pause just a second. Look at this. -2 times some number equals -2 times that same number plus 2. Will that ever be equal? I mean, I can say here, let's finish it up here. Add 2x here and add 2x here. That cancels it out. I get 0 equals 2. Is that true? Is that ever true? No. And I put that sign to say does not equal, so therefore this has no solution. There is no number that I can plug in for x that will make this side ever equal this side. Okay, so that is no solution. Cool. All right, well, your task now is to finish it up. There are 3 additional problems that you're actually going to try to solve. They are right here, okay? So your job is to please write these down. I know they look a little scary, but you can do this, okay? You can do this. You know what? I'm going to do one more. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to do one more because I realized, wrong way. I realized some of you are having some struggles with a problem that I see here, and I want to address it. I'm going to do letter F for you. No, I'm going to let you have the fun with D and E. I'm not taking those away. I'm going to do letter F with you, okay? So you can do it later, or you can do it right now out of order. That's okay, all right? Here we go. X. I like doing plus negative. Now, plus -5. Here is the issue. These are in the opposite region. So to change them to their opposite, look at this, becomes a plus. The opposite of 2 is -2, and then plus the opposite of -x is positive x, okay? That is where people mess up all the time, so please be careful with that. Equals -3. And if you notice here, there are some like that in both of these, so be careful when you're doing this. Now I can combine like terms. X and x, oh, 2x. -5, -2, plus -7 equals -3. I got an x over here, so I want to get that x alone, and I get that alone by doing the opposite. I add 7 and add 7. Now I've got 2x, and -3 plus 7 is 4. And I finish by dividing by 2, x equals 2. So there, even better. All you have to do now is E, D, and E. So pause the video, write these problems down, solve them, have them ready by tomorrow. Got it? Hopefully that made sense. If what we're talking here makes no sense to you, please talk to me and we can work through these problems. Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.